Within 30 years, the majority of the world's coral reefs will be gone forever, leaving an unforgivable legacy to our children. Australia's Great Barrier Reef is the jewel of all the oceans and it's under threat. Quite simply, it's losing its battle to survive. Besides natural attrition, the reef is under siege on a number of man-made battlefronts: overfishing, coral bleaching, coastal development and mining. This film is about an Australian filmmaker, Frank Shields, who's recognised the need to take immediate action to save the world's greatest ecosystem. Frank has established a formidable non-profit organisation that's fighting the greatest of all environmental battles. The film is called Oceanguard.com and the filmmaker is Danny Van Dien.
The Great Barrier Reef is the largest living organism on this planet, a myriad of over 2,500 reefs and islands that support 350 species of coral, 1,500 species of fish, and thousands of mollusks.
Beautiful coral ecosystems such as this one here took nearly 20 million years to form. Yet, it has taken less than one person's lifetime to devastate many of them and place the rest in danger.
The barrier reef, in fact, reefs all over the world, are truly imperiled from a number of different major stresses. The worst of these is probably global warming. It's going to be very hard to do anything about that. But there's also, on top of that, as an added stress to that, pollution from pesticides, organic pollution, nutrient pollution is a major problem in most areas of the world, including on the barrier reef. Sedimentation, cutting down the amount of light that can reach the coral reefs. Overfishing takes out a huge portion of the cyclic flow of nutrients on the reef. One of the major symptoms of a reef under stress has been the crown of thorns starfish.
This is Green Island, just off Cairns, a popular tourist destination for coral viewing. It was here in the early 1960s that marine biologist Dr. Robert Endine first sounded the warnings of the crown of thorns starfish, which was starting to eat away large sections of coral. Endine spent the last 30 years of his life researching, documenting and lobbying for government funding and support. Sadly, his predictions of worse to come fell largely on deaf ears, and now a devastating third plague of starfish has descended upon the reef. I've just come up from diving, which is probably one of the better reefs in the whole barrier reef system, Beaver Cay, and what I've just seen is literally hundreds of crown of thorns eating away the coral, and they've been eating away here for 30 years in about 3 different plagues. The operator does what he can to get rid of them. Without assistance, it's a losing battle.
Anybody that's been on the reef a long time knows the damage. I mean, the reef that I have been going to now for 40 years is no better than 30% of what it used to be. I believe it's all money. The government doesn't want to spend money on anything. You can't blame them, I suppose. There's not much money to go around. But that's what stopped anything being done about the crown of thorns starfish. The government will side with anybody who believes there's no problem because they don't have to spend money.
If the people don't rise up and say, we need to have these controls, we need to do something about the crown of thorns, we can't just study it forever, we actually have to have a control program in effect and a monitoring program. Unless people demand it, the politicians aren't going to deliver it.
But it doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. In a last desperate attempt to reverse this unacceptable situation, Dr. Robert Endine and myself set up the Oceanguard Society, which has a plan to save this mighty ecosystem and preserve it for the generations to come. The 4 key elements to the plan are monitoring, control, farming and education. The plan would see 4 full-time monitoring vessels assessing the conditions of each reef in the ecosystem. Volunteer divers are encouraged to help control population outbreaks of starfish on endangered reefs. Farming and reintroduction of the starfish's natural predators, in particular the giant Triton shellfish, which has been overfished to the brink of extinction. Education programs on ocean awareness are planned for television, the internet and schools. But for this program to work, it requires all of us to play a part. And it's as simple as sitting at a computer and visiting the Oceanguard website. Otherwise, this may be the only coral reef left for future generations.